Hopefully you can. How's everybody going? How's everybody doing today? Uh, we are back for another episode of Queen of Spades podcast. I have again another phenomenal cast. Some you seen on the last one, some you didn't. I got some new faces here too, who are coming in to bless us with their presence and their knowledge and all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, for those who are new, welcome. And if you can, please hit the like button. If you are not subscribed already, please hit the subscription and hit the notification so you'll know every time we go live. All right. So, for those that do not know, let me get a little bit of the house cleaning out of the way. All right. While I see a few ladies getting ready, try to give you a little bit of time to get you do what you got to do. So we do we got several shows here. All right. We have Ace of Spades, which is on Sundays at 5 o'clock. We have the King of Spades, which is every Monday at 7 o'clock. These are all central times. And we have of course the Queens of Spades podcast every Wednesday at 6 o'clock until further notification, because we are trying to work around everybody's schedule. So it may change, it may not change. I don't know. What up, Jakar Lee, Queen of Spades? Let me get my entry in early. How do you know? How do you know? Okay, so yes, well, if you want to do that, we can. Since technically this is the um the last show of the month. I usually try to incorporate some things and make some things happen. So one of the things that I have incorporated is the giveaway, right? So we do like a giveaway and everything, where I'll send out a gift card. I have a spinning wheel that I'll spin, but because you can't see me, I guess I can still do it and just let you all know what it landed on, and what the gift card is, what it'll be. I'll check with the ladies and see if they want to do it or not, since it's their show. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a guest. You know what I'm saying? I'm just here. You know what I'm saying? So let's get to the getting. Okay. Oh, if you want to, you can donate to the stream. I think the Cash App should be in the bottom half. Any donations will go to the stream. Even the giveaways is not from there. That's from me. So yeah, if you want to, he said the anonymous spinner. Yes, there is. We might bring in the anonymous spinner again. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But yes. So yeah, you can donate. Anything goes to the stream. What else we got going on? Yeah, so just hit the likes and sit back and enjoy the show. All right, so let me see what we got here. We got, oh man, I gotta bring her in. Kay, man, Kay is in the building. Welcome in, Kay. How are you doing today, ma'am?
I am good. I am finally here at the beginning of the show. I am so excited.
All right, that is great. That is great. That's great to hear. And we got Queen D in the building. How are you doing today, Queen D?
I'm good.
All right, that is great to hear. I don't know what happened to my claps cut out, but there it is. And we have a new face today, which is Daisha. Welcome to the show, Daisha. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are
All right, doing good. It's good to have you here. And of course, we got man, big pimping in the house. You know what I'm saying? She's stunting over here. I ain't gonna lie to you. But I'm gonna let you know what's going on, man. Miss Tia Rose in the building. How's it going, Miss Tia? Oh, you can't hear us? Okay. All right. Sounds good. Sounds good. But yeah, okay, I think she's gonna stay on. Oh, I love that picture. I love that picture right there. It's almost if it was meant to be here. So let me see what we got here. Lee says, Steve, let K in. Let K is in here. K in the building, man. Step back. And of course, Steve says, stop it, Lee. So yeah, K, man, how's your day going today?
It was going,
It was
but
going.
I made the best. Yeah, it was a long day, but I made the best of it.
Hey, it's not easy out here for the ladies. You know what I'm saying? You're working hard, you're doing a lot, taking care of a lot. So I'm just glad that you're here to share your experience with the rest of the world and the rest of the ladies out there. Queen D, how was your day and how's it been going so far?
My day was good. Enjoying this rain that we're getting.
Yes, yes, yes. Let it rain and let it grow. You know what I'm saying? Uh, not bad at all. And Daisha, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Okay, okay. So I'm glad that you are here, Daisha. Hopefully, have you seen the show before?
Yes, my sister sent me a link to the last show and I watched it. I didn't finish it, but I did start
Well, I don't know what to say, but your sister sounds
it.
phenomenal. I'll just say that, okay? Your sister sounds phenomenal. Let's give it up for the sister one time because she is so phenomenal for bringing it to you. All right, so basically, I'm gonna show some clips and everything, and ask you guys a couple of questions about it, and you just be yourselves, just do your thing. Nothing to it at all. I was waiting on another person to come in. If you're out there and you're listening, you can come in anytime. You do not. It's not a specific time. Just come on in and we'll make it happen. Let me know if you can't get in as well. Um, Let me see if I can send her the link. I don't know. So yeah, so let's get down to the get down. All right. Let me see. I got so much stuff over here. It's crazy. It's crazy. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see. So today's topic is dealing with femininity. All right. This is one of the topics that came from Queen D. She gave me a list of topics, great topics, and this was definitely one of them. I ran it by her and she approved. All right. So if there's anything in there you don't like, blame her because she gave the go on it. All right.
Oh, that's not fair.
Hey, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, we'll blame Queen D in there. So while I'm getting this part all together, yeah, okay, cool. So the first thing we're gonna look at has to do with femininity, of course, and I'm gonna play a quick video, and then we'll come back. Uh, and no snitching, says Steve. And discuss it. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Oh, that it? All right. Oh, nope, not you. Yeah. All right.
Most women and most people do not have a clear definition of what femininity is. Most people provide a surface level meaning of what feminine energy is. I believe that when we as women get a clear definition, know what it means, understand how to use it, understand how to control it, I think our relationship with our men will start to heal and we can then start to reconnect to our brothers. Right now, I I don't think that we are operating in our femininity. I don't think that we are operating in our feminine energy. To me, femininity is not just about looking cute and looking pretty.
All right, not just about looking good or looking pretty. All right, so with that being said, for the newcomers, let me let this out real quick. You do not have to answer any of my questions. You can plead the fifth on anything and or say pass. All right, you do not have to answer anything. You do not have to feel pressure to talk about anything that you do or that you do not want to talk about. That is perfectly fine. Okay, so now that that's out of the way, I want to ask K. What is femininity to you? Now, I know we asked this question before, but we got some new people here, so I want to get some new perspectives. But what is femininity to you?
First off, I want to say I agree with her wholeheartedly. But for femininity, blah, 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 femininity to me
You got it. It's coming out.
is, I know, right? um, I would say to me it's showing the softer side of what a woman is. You know, it's not loud, it's not angry, it's not controlling. You know, it's quiet, it's peaceful, it's uh particular.
Oh, okay. I like that particular. Okay.
Yeah.
Steve says that's elegance right there. I hear that. I hear that. Um, and Queen D, I'm going to ask you the same thing in your own understanding. What is femininity to you?
Femininity is a woman's true superpower. I feel like it's uniqueness, peace of mind, happiness, health. And if we live in our femininity and own it and be comfortable with what is naturally in us, then we won't be fighting against the currents. And then it becomes lovely and peaceful for us to just live in our true essence: gracefulness, gentleness, empathy, humility, and sensitivity.
All right. I love all them words you use. Oh my goodness. Steve said, don't be stingy. Smash the like button for support. Yes, you can hit the like button for support as well. You can hit the subscribe as well. And if you want to, you can donate to the channel. Any amount is good. I got some heavy hitters up here. Do not let them scare you off. It could be $1, it could be $2. Anything would help. So thank you so much with that. And also Gooch the Prophet says, I agree. Yes. Somebody got somebody in the corner. For those that know, then you know. All right. Tia, did you want me to bring you up now? Good to go. All right. So I'm gonna bring back in Tia. Tia out here, man. Look, man, you're gonna make me end up have to put my camera on it, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not trying to, but I don't want you to be the only one out there.
Who you hiding from? You hide from
What's
the
that?
police? Who you hide
Who did
from? The
what?
police?
Oh, no, no,
Who
no.
you
It's just all ladies panel. So I don't want to throw my ugly mug in the mix, you know what I'm saying, and throw off all the beauty, you know what I'm saying? So and the elegance here. So yeah. But I would love to ask you, Miss Tia Rose, since you are here. And what is femininity in your own words?
kindness. Femininity is an array of things. Is kindness, is authenticity. You know, you have to be authentic to who you are. You have to make it personal to who you are. Grace, love, a little vengeance, a little kind vengeance when it needs that, because you know you got to have polarity, right? You
Mhm.
can't be all the positive without the negative, you know. And so darkness, light, love, hate, femininity is a lot of things. So let's get into it. I'm so happy to be here.
I am so happy to have you here. You know what I'm saying? Because I definitely I talked to Tia a couple of days ago, man, and I just had to let her know how phenomenal she is, and how big of an impact that she has being here, like all the rest of the lady do. But I talking to her one on one, man, she has a lot of depth and a lot of insight, which is just refreshing. Christian says that mimosa look amazing. Uh
Tell Christian, it's just Suja.
yeah,
Tell him
it's
that's all.
just Suja. Yeah, go
Yeah,
get you some. Go get you some.
tell him
What?
we juicing over here.
I definitely hear that.
We drink,
So yeah, so
we,
uh, go ahead. I'm
we
sorry.
drink on weekends. We
Say
drink on
again.
the weekend. We
We
drink on the
oh on the
weekend.
weekends. On the weekend. Okay, it ain't the weekend. Yeah, we got a couple more days. Then you're
Cool
gonna
down.
see what you really. We ought to have just a weekend stream so we can see what you really get into.
Ooh, ooh,
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. And Ms. Zaya has a question. I'm gonna come back to you, Ms. Zaya, for that question. I'm gonna let Daisha finish up this question with it in your own words, Daisha. What is femininity to you?
Femininity to me is someone who is able to express her feelings, who is in touch with her feelings, who's not so aggressive all the time, kind of lives like a soft life, like kind and nurturing. Yeah, so that's what it is.
Oh, that is beautiful, beautiful. Well said, well said. Now, Ms. Zaya says has a great question that I'm wondering myself as well. And her question is can femininity include strength? Strength is always considered a male trait. However, we have to go through menstruation and childbirth. What says you, Kay?
I mean, she's absolutely right. It takes a lot of strength to, deal with what we deal with once a month, and it takes a lot of strength to go through childbirth and have to deal with children after the childbirth. Despite how some people make it look so easy, it really isn't because you never know what that child is dealing with, whether it's a special needs child or child that's emotional or a child that's going through some things wherever. So I mean, yeah, it takes a lot of strength to remain feminine.
All right, all right. Well said. I definitely agree with that. Queen D, what says you about the question that she has as far as strength being included um to that category?
Honestly, both men and females have femininity and masculinity in them. So I'm not sure if that's just the masculine trait in a woman or if that's included in the femininity.
Oh dang, I was muted. I'm sorry. It caught me off guard. Okay. well, well said. Um yeah. Um did I miss something? I can't tell if I missed something or not. Tia, what says you about the you didn't have a question with that, did you, Queen D? I'm so sorry.
No, I just said that males and females both have feminine and masculine traits in them. So I don't know if the strength comes from the masculine part of the woman or if it is the feminine part.
Oh, okay. I ain't got no feminine parts of me. I don't know what you
You
talking
do
about. I
though.
don't
You
know what you
do.
talking about over there. Hey, hey,
Probably
watch your
more
mouth. Watch your mouth. Hey,
masculinity.
hey, whoa. I kid, I kid, I kid. Tia, same question to you. When it comes to femininity, can you include strength in there, especially being, having to deal with menstruation and childbirth and all the other aspects of being a woman?
So I think in order for you to have all the good things, it takes the baseline is to have some degree of strength. And so I can't exhibit grace towards a situation unless my emotional intelligence and strength is in tow. You know what I'm saying? So for us not to react um, to certain circumstances, when we feel, have you ever seen where it was a photo back in 1950s and the guy had the gun pointed at the I guess the son and the mom stood in front with her hand out like that in front of the gun?
Yes,
Have you seen that photo?
I
That's
believe so.
strength. That's strength, And so I don't think we can have all the glorious things without having that baseline factor, you know, which is strength.
All
So I
right.
think
Well, oh, sorry.
they go hand in hand.
All right, all right. I definitely agree with you on that one. And Daisha, what says you? Should strength be included in there? I can't remember if you said that in your answer, but can that be included in there, considering all the things that you have to go through?
I definitely think it is included. it takes a strong woman to do those things like childbirth. I don't have kids, but I do know that you have to have some type of strength to give birth to a child and to also raise those kids. So, yes, I definitely do, especially in those aspects.
All right, I definitely have to agree with what each and every one of you said. Let me see what Goose the Prophet said. He said strength is definitely included. I hear that. And Jakar Lee also says that so there's toxic masculinity. Is there such thing as toxic femininity? If so, what is it? All right, we already getting into this thing. Okay, I just showed the first clip. We got plenty more to go. But I guess while we here, we'll go ahead and jump right into that. I'm gonna ask you, Daisha, if you would like to respond to that. Um, is there toxic, since there is something called considered toxic masculinity? Is there a thing called toxic femininity?
I would say yes. Um, I think females sometimes we get like too into our feelings sometimes. And I feel like when we do that, that can be toxic, especially if we're passing that energy off onto our significant other. So yes, I do think so.
Okay, well said, well said. And to you, Tia, do you think that since the term toxic masculinity exists, do you think that there is a term for toxic femininity? And if so, what is it?
Absolutely. And since this is a grown up stream, I think that ladies of the night exude toxic femininity. You know what I mean? I think that when you have to use your feminine um, woes to guide a certain result, that can be toxic. Or when you use your feminine woes to get things, those things are toxic. So absolutely.
All right, all right. Well said, well said. And Queen D, to Jacquard's point, toxic masculinity exists. Does toxic femininity exist? And if so, what is that to you?
It does, and I agree with Daisha and Tia Rose on this one.
All righty then. All right, sounds good to me. Uh, and look, man, Tia, I don't know about them ladies of the night. I think you should leave them alone. They are serving a purpose to the community here. I'm just throwing it out there. You ain't got to believe me. I'm just throwing it
Of
out there.
course, you would think that.
I'm coming to UK. What based off of what Jakar Lee has said, do you think that there's a thing as a such thing as toxic femininity? And if so, what is that to you?
Absolutely. I think a lot of women out here do a lot of gaslighting. I think a lot of women out here don't take accountability for their wrong. I think a lot of women put blame on other people instead of looking within themselves. So yeah, of course there is a such thing as toxic femininity.
All right, all right. I think Diz Riz has a question as well. Man, they got all the questions for you ladies.
And I'm gonna need Steve to stop posting these questions up here because
It's
that's
not just
that question
Steve.
right
It's,
there.
it's not just Steve.
No, this question right here.
Oh, well, you know what? I'm gonna let you go first, Kay. What are some characteristics of feminine culture in the US today?
There's few and far between today. Because I'm sorry, it's a lot of yeah, she would say ladies of the night culture going on out here. So you rarely see any feminine culture out here. So I mean, I really can't say that there are some characteristics from what I've seen. I really can't answer the question because I really haven't seen too much of it. So.
Okay. Well, let's see if Miss Queen D can answer this question. Queen D, to Steve's question, what are some characteristics of feminine culture in the US today?
Yeah, I haven't seen much characteristics either, other than women trying to put themselves together, and but other than that, um, none.
Oh wow, come on, man. Somebody got to see it out. Tia, come on now. I know you see it out there. Please tell me
You
what are
know
some
I see it.
character.
You know I see it.
Come on, here we go. So, what's some characteristics of feminine culture in the
Well,
U.S.?
I'm a proud graduate of TikTok University.
Come on now.
And in my commentation, I have seen, women getting into the soft life.
Come on.
They're you know, putting more work into their feminine traits. They are you know just improving their overall well-being. I'm seeing mental health at an all high, at a all how can I say this? Is at a high with women now. Women have, awareness that, mental health is the baseline for, how they conduct themselves and how they treat other people. So I see women, adding value to that. Um, so I think the way things were done back in the day, even coming from, the females in my family, like I refuse to go through the things that I saw them go through, you know. And so um I like the approach that women are taking when it comes to taking care of themselves and their needs and their well-being. So yeah, characteristics, self-care, soft life, and just feeding their brains with education. Black women are leading um, the United States in education, advanced education. So those are some of the positive things that I see. Does that answer your question, Diz Entertainment?
Put
Make
it
sure
in the
y'all.
comment. Put in the comment if yes or no there. And Deja, what says you to the question? As far as what are some characteristics of feminine culture in the U.S. today?
So I kind of agree with what everybody else said. Well, I agree with what Kay and Queen D said, and then I also agree with what Tia said. Because on social media, yes, I see a lot of females saying they're living a soft life, self care, mental health, and everything like that. But in real life, around me, no, I don't see it. So I see, say yes and no, I do see.
Okay, so with the social media, is it just a fad, like a thing to say that you think that they're
Honest,
really
I honestly
I think so too.
I think so. I honestly do. I see them say soft life and then they say we outside. So it's I just
damn?
yeah. I think, I think it's just like a show on social media. Now there probably are really some people out there living a soft life, getting themselves together, doing what they have to do, but in reality, not really.
Yeah, that was my answer too, because you barely see it like face to face. Social media is another thing, but like on a
Right.
day to day, you don't really see that.
Okay, okay.
I
Well
would
said.
say I would say I personally live the soft life. I personally take myself on dates. I personally invest in my mental health. You know what I'm saying? I have a shrink on, retainer. I personally pay that gym membership to go. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's contingent on who you see around you. I'm around, military women. And so those women invest in, all of those factors because we have to be the best at what we do. And so that's why, TikTok is one thing, but I know people who live in real life, even in my neighborhood, these women are living it. So
Well said. Well said. And shout out to the mental health as well. I am a big proponent of getting counseling, getting therapy. I think that it is needed, especially in our culture. And I'm glad to hear that that's something that you were into and doing as well, Tia. And for anybody else that's doing it, man, to keep the grind up, keep the work going. It is important. Let me see.
Can I say something? Also, looking at my descendants, right? My biological descendants. I don't think they took the initiative or to go see therapists. And if they saw therapists, they were not able to be honest. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Because if you come in these small towns, this therapist is the person that you go to church with. you know,
yes,
this therapist. Like, I don't know what my therapist does in their off time. So, mental health back in the 80s and the 70s was not discussed to the degree of what is discussed now. You know what I mean? And
agree.
I see a lot of women that are contributing more to their emotional health and their emotional intelligence. Like, I don't think, our descendants knew what emotional intelligence was.
Hmm.
They just knew how to scream at their kids. You know what I mean? I don't scream at my kid. I mean, he got it sometimes, but for 95% of the time, like, I'm even killed. And so I'm able to be even killed 95% of the time because I invest in my mental health. And I don't think that the women that I came from, that I share the biological bloodline with, were able to do that. I think that if they were able to do that, they would have made better decisions.
I definitely agree with that. I don't think they had the tools. And it was
Right.
crazy because in my own little story, my mom was a yeller, and then I went to go
Mhm.
stay with my aunt, and she didn't yell. And
Right.
I came in late, and I was expecting, to get the yell, and she was like, "When you supposed to be here? What time is it?" All right, man. And I was just like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
Mhm.
sorry. I didn't mean it." That affected me more than the yelling. I was just so used to the yelling. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I definitely agree with that one, man. I think that, yeah, it works. It works. Yelling, yelling doesn't do the point. It doesn't get there. It doesn't get the job done. I'm gonna go take a quick look at the comments real quick. Ms. Zaya says, I would agree to a point. I was told that I could get more with my feminine nature, so I have to use that to a point rather than nagging. I definitely agree with that one, especially if you're talking in the context of dealing with a partner. I think that, yeah, I think you can get more done with honey than vinegar. Would y'all agree to that?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I
Yes.
agree.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. Well, you own it, Ms. Zaya. And then Jakar says, can women show femininity in traditional male roles, such as President of the United States? Y'all are getting all the like. I literally have a lineup of questions. This is just the first one. Does
Mhm.
anybody want to answer that?
Yeah, well, look at the vice president.
Oh,
there's nothing masculine about her approach. She is comfortable in who she was, and she was what, prosecutor prior, you know, and
yeah.
so you never see her, aggressive. You see her well spoken, poised, and so I think that if the vice president can do it, potentially one day a female president can do it.
There it is. Uh, Anybody else want to tap in on that?
I agree with Tia, but at the same time, we don't know how she is as far as a partner wise.
Mm.
So sometimes, the women that are in male roles, um, I don't want to say they let it get to their heads, but they start to act a certain way, which brings out their masculinity more. So she probably is on the surface into everyone else, but I don't know how she is with her partners.
That is a great point, Queen D, because I think that we may have gotten it a little mixed up with whether or not they could do the job. Because I think that
Well,
she could do the
he
job
said the
with how it
president.
is.
Did he not say the
But see,
president?
back in the
He said
Go
the
ahead.
president or a partner to her husband as the president. Can he clarify which one?
Um, no, I'm sorry. I think he was saying her a female president being. I think he classified the president as being a male role.
He said,
Um,
can women show
let me see.
femininity in a traditional male role? So he didn't say like how.
Partner.
Such as the
Yeah,
He
president.
what?
said, such as the president of the United States, though.
So
He
she
said,
showed.
can women show femininity in the traditional male role, such as the president of the United States?
Hmm.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I used her as my example. With her being the vice president,
Hmm.
and then you got to look at
I
Michelle.
don't think they can, though. I don't think
Okay.
they can.
Well, explain it then, Kate.
Because
Let
to
me
be
know
a
what's going
president,
on.
you have to be, because to be a president, you have to be a leader, which
Okay.
means that, if you show your softer side, you're viewed as being weak. You're viewed as unable to or unfit to run a country because there's no strength, behind that. So I don't think that, a woman would traditionally be able to be feminine in that type of role.
Okay. Okay. Did any
Do
and
they have prime ministers that are females? That's essentially the presidential role for their countries. And I know that there are a few. England had a prime minister. Um, Maybe Sweden. I have to fact check, but I know there has been female prime ministers that I followed, and when I listen to their speeches, and I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just, making a point. I didn't feel like they were manly. You look at Hillary Clinton, you look at Condoleezza Rice, all these women had roles of leadership. And so when I look, even being a Navy chief, active duty, when I look at the leadership components and the women that I've served under, they have been 100% themselves, and some of them have been more feminine than others, but they were effective. And so my vantage point is different because this is something that I see every day. I see women leading every day. Just got home from leading myself.
well, go ahead then. Thank you for your service, by the way. And yes, okay. So I think what the is while being in that role, being feminine in that role, not necessarily with a partner. I think that's what the question was.
Well, I
Okay.
Mhm.
believe that it's a male's role for a reason. I mean, I can see vice or helper or a second, second hand being a woman,
Hmm.
but I
Mhm.
know a lot of women are emotional, and when it comes to certain things, they are not good at decision making. So I feel
Mhm.
a male role should stay a male's role.
But
Okay.
I
Okay.
don't. Where is it written that the presidential candidacy is a male role? It's not written anywhere. And I'm not to disagree with you, but I had to work on my emotions in order to lead men. And so if I had to uh, work on my emotions at the senior enlisted level, then I think that, those women that are at the executive level have had to, work on their emotional intelligence when leading men. Is it difficult? Absolutely. Are there challenges? Absolutely. But just looking at other countries and them having female prime ministers, which is equivalent to presidency, is possible.
And I think everybody's right. I think that everybody is spot on. I think that yes, has it because I think that it's been seen. Maybe not in the United States, but I think that it's definitely been seen in some other places. I'm just thinking of like the G7 and those
Chile,
things.
Chile had a prime minister.
Yes,
Um,
it's one white
Angela-
lady that I cannot think of her name right
is it
now.
Margaret,
But
is it Margaret Thatcher?
I think that might be her. Matter of fact, she's been there for a while. And I remember when they were all huddled together during the Trump presidency, and they're talking about real world stuff. And then I think Ivanka tried to come over there and talk, and they're like, "Yeah, nah, this is over your head." But yeah, I think that it's been shown in other areas. So I can definitely see where you're coming from, Tia, and I can see where everybody else is coming from, because definitely I
Well,
don't
I
think it's been.
live it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I live it. It's not something that I don't live. I wouldn't be who I am if I didn't have amazing, female officer leadership. I'm talking about admirals, that drive a ship, drive a 5,000 um, member carrier. You know what I'm saying? And females have been the commanding officers of those vessels. And so, when you're coming from that pedigree of people, then it's just a difference. So I'm around these women. I'm around the fighter pilots that are female that have to make those quick decisions, you know.
I don't
And
think
so,
the question was if a woman could or could not do the role. I'm thinking the question was, could a woman be in her feminine self while doing the role?
and to answer that question, I said yes because I see it.
Okay. I mean, I think that I can't discount your experience. The same
I
way
see
that
it.
I can't discount Kay's as well, because yeah, I mean it does. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because yeah, I think it is two different questions of if how it looks and how it actually is. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because for me, I would have to know the person to be able to say yay or nay if they're truly in their femininity. Now, being that you lived it, Tia, and you're saying, well, hey, I can do it, I've done it, and I've seen it. I believe you 100%.
It's in the, and it's also in the history books.
And it,
Yeah, so they don't come across, and the women that I've seen and had the experience of serving with, they were not overly brash. They were effective, they were poised, they were feminine, you know. Um, yeah.
Yeah,
So
well said. Well said. I do not disagree. And great question. I think that was from Jakar. Great question on that one. And let's get to some of these comments before see if I can get back on track here. Goose the Prophet says it's a few, but most is just a show. I agree with Daisha. I think that had to do with social media and them saying being in soft era. Diz Riz says, "Boom, Tia. She's a true patriot." All right, I hear that. I hear that. Gooch says, I ain't saying shit. Gooch the Prophet says, keyword male role. Jakar throws in his opinion based off of or in dealing with the question that he posed. He says, I say no, because what if she has to hit that button to go to war? Gooch the Prophet says,
wait,
why would a
let's
uh-oh,
pause right there.
we're
I
gonna
think
bring it
if
back.
in her role, if she had to hit the button to go to war, she got to hit the button. You know, I so you think because she's a woman, she's not going to be effective in the presidential role to protect the American people? I think she'll hit that button.
I definitely would agree with you on that one.
Yeah.
What says you, Jacard? Gooch the Prophet says, why would a female want to be in a male role? And Messiah says males have ego, so we could use the same argument. Dot 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 Trump. Oh, god damn! If that wasn't some motherfucking shots fired. Hey, you look, I ain't got my shots button, so I got one.
And
Yeah.
to go back to Goose the Prophet, because this is something, I'm passionate about. Um, women couldn't serve in the military. So essentially what I do every day is a male role. And so to give credence to that comment, um, the reason I wanted to be in a real male role was to open the doors for women that look like me to walk through the doors of the women that paved the way for me. I didn't see strong female leadership coming up. Besides Maddie Elam, the aunt that raised me, but even she had to be subservient to extent, to her husband. And so some of those women, and some of those women um, serve in those leadership roles to affect change for women and make sure everything is more equitable. I could tell you in 22 years in the military, it has not been easy, and it has been, a lot of male chauvinistic behavior at times. And so I wanted to be in that role, Goose the Prophet, to create this lifestyle that I created for my son, to be able to speak to girls that look like me, that didn't think or don't think they can do it. So that's why I chose to be in the male role, because this role was not designed for a female.
Well said. All right, I didn't even cut you off. Did I cut somebody off? I'm so sorry.
No,
All
no,
right.
you didn't. I
All
was
right.
done. I just wanted
Okay.
to give, credence to what any male role that I can bring femininity to, I will.
Hey, there it is.
I-
There it is. All right.
Absolutely.
So, with that being said, I did have a second question to ask in regards to what is femininity. Um, what role, what role does femininity serve in a relationship? What says UK?
I think femininity serves the role in the relationship to accompany each other, to be that help me, to get each other through, the hardships of life, raise a family. Um, I mean, it's just, just be that companion for one another, it's just so much. I mean, but those are, just a few that I can come up with right now. But I mean, that's what I think that are some of the things that, it is in a relationship.
Well, I definitely agree with that. Queen D, what says you? What role does femininity serve in a relationship?
I think femininity serves balance, and balance is key to everything. It's the heart of the relationship. The essence of femininity is peace, softness, loving, compassionate, caring, and kind.
Well said, well said. And Miss Tia Rose, in your opinion, what role does femininity serve in a relationship?
So if you have a head, right, I would say that's the male, okay? But the neck is the female in the feminine energy. So the head doesn't turn without the neck. So I think that feminine energy serves as a multiplier. Whatever you give me, I multiply. You give me a seed, I multiply. Babe, a family for you. You give me groceries, I cook a grand meal for you. You give me a home, you give me a house, I make it a home. So I think it serves as a multiplier.
Oh, I like that. I like that. Miss Daisha, what role does femininity serve in a relationship, in your opinion?
So I definitely feel like caring for your partner, loving them, you show them appreciation. I feel like you know, you follow them, you follow their lead, but you still have your own opinion as a feminine. It's not submitting, but following their lead, and you still have your own opinion, and you know how to express what you want out of a relationship and stuff.
All right, all righty. I don't like the way that sound. Okay. Um, so there is a let me see, there's another clip that I want to show you all and get you all's opinion on that, okay? Because I know we mentioned you know what? No, we're gonna talk. We're gonna let Miss Ayala Van Sant talk about it, and then we'll see what you guys have to say about it.
Other things that can be weak. We can be fat, we can be ashy, we can be, we can be broke, okay? We can be a lot of things, but we cannot be weak. That's our kryptonite. We've been taught that our feminine side, our soft side, our vulnerable side, our receptive side, our open side, we've been taught that that's weakness, and it isn't. What we have to do is take the pants off and learn how to be alpha in our panties.
All right. Learn how to be alpha in your panties. I like the way she said that. So based off of what she said, um, do black women feel like they can't be weak? In your opinion, I'll start with you, Daisha.
Um, yes, I definitely say yes because I feel like I can't be weak. I just feel like nowadays black women have a lot more challenges than they did back then. Like, not like, I won't say like, okay, so we do have a lot more challenges than they did back then, and I feel like we can't be seen as weak. So I feel like a lot of us show more of a masculine side because of that, because we can't be seen as weak.
Okay, okay. And Tia, I want to come to you with that question as well. Do black women feel like they can't be weak in your opinion?
Oh, absolutely. But I think, what we're getting away from is the systematic oppression of why we couldn't be weak. If we go back to slavery, we couldn't be weak, when we saw our kids and our husbands sold off. You know what I mean? We couldn't demonstrate any emotion when it came to that. So when they say that trauma is DNA derivative. So, like, even with me, I have my great, 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 great grandmother's trauma in me. You know what I mean? And that's science. And so, when you don't have any other option, when it comes to being a single parent, or, if your spouse, um, passes, whatever happens when life happens to you, and you don't have the ideal setup of having two partners, you know, you have to figure out, what you're going to do and how you're going to provide for your kids, and provide a roof over your own head. And that doesn't call for weakness.
Damn, well said. Queen D, in your opinion, do black women feel like they can't be weak?
Yes, they feel like they can't be weak, and I think the feeling comes from having to play many roles and trying to make sure that everyone around us is taken care of. And usually, we don't want to let anyone see us down, so we shy away from looking weak. And strong Black woman is the title that was given to us, so we own it, especially single Black women and mothers.
Okay, well said, well said. And Kay Emil, do black women feel like they can't be weak?
Some do, but me myself, I feel like if you have to put this portrayal of being this strong woman, then you're actually portraying a weak woman. Because you not being yourself, you being out of character of who you are, is showing that you are weak. If you're not, I mean, just you don't have to be loud, you don't have to be aggressive, you don't have to be all these things that people say are be strength, that characterize as strength, and showing that you're a strong person. You don't have to do all that to appear to be strong. So I mean, if you're in a character that is not your own to appeal to other people, then yeah, I feel, me myself, I just feel like you're weak. This is just my opinion. I'm not saying that this is the status quo, but that's just how I feel when I see it.
Okay, okay. Well said, well said. So remember this clip because I'm gonna come back to it because I actually went out of order. But I do have another part of that I want to get into because I think it will help lead into another topic here. Let's see. Did I already read that? No. What feminine quality attracts quality men, not quantity? Says Diz Riz. And Goose Prophet said if a man allows the woman lead and he follows, most of the time she'll lose attraction. If they both lead, they'll butt heads. Two alpha equals war. I definitely hear you on that one, my brother. And Samantha Edmonds says, hey, family, what it do? What it do, though? All right. Did anybody want to speak to anything that I've read so far? Negatory. All right, let's keep this thing. Oh,
So I will go to the Goose the Prophet one. I do agree with two alphas. Well, to a certain extent, I think that you have to. I think on male, what the kings of spades. One of your episodes, you guys were talking about something in regards to that. And I think one of the commentators or one of the panel was saying that, if his wife is better in finance or she's better in a certain thing that the family needs, then he's going to let her lead that. I think when two people get together, they got to recognize the strengths and the challenges. And so they can be two alphas, but I think that uh, two unorganized alphas would definitely lead to war. Two organized alphas and who knows each other's weaknesses and strengths will only complement each other. You got to look at Michelle Obama and her husband, President Obama. Michelle is an alpha in her own right. Is as a matter of fact, she was more qualified than Barack, and um, he allowed Michelle to be Michelle, and she allowed Barack to be Barack. And I'm sure both of them had challenges in that relationship. However, they were able to overcome, the ego. I saw where Michelle said 10 years of their marriage, she didn't even like him, because he had so much freedom and she had to take care of the kids. And she said she stopped resenting him when she started taking care of herself as well. And so, yeah, when I look at that power couple or different power couples that have, um, defied the test of times, Denzel Washington and his wife, she graduated from Juilliard. She is the outstanding pianist. You know, and so those are two alphas, but they know how to, balance. I think Queen D said something about balance. I think that's what relationships are, is balancing.
all right, all right. Anybody want to say anything to that? Because I want to say some things, but go ahead, Queen D.
No, I was gonna say y'all skipped over Steve G's question. No one wanted to answer. Oh no,
What was that?
Diz Riz. What
What he said?
feminine qualities attract quality men, not quantity?
Oh,
Um.
my bad. I think I read that wrong. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Yes.
so
Go
you
ahead.
want me to speak to that?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. If you like.
I think Goose the Prophet and I were having an offline conversation, and he said something that was so astounding. Something that stuck with me. He said, "Men react to what they see, and women react to what they hear." And so, of course, beauty, mannerisms, um, approach, those qualities attract men. Poise, grace attract men. You know, I think that's all I have.
Okay. Well said. Well said.
And not to
Anybody?
add modesty too.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Did you want to touch on that, Queen D? Going once, going twice.
Oh, sorry. I guess being attentive, having a good sense of humor, don't be a pushover, be confident, put effort in your appearance. That's all I got.
All right, that sounds good to me. Yes. Okay. So, and I'm not pushing on what you said, Tia. I got a question. All right,
Okay.
and the question is why it seems that women that I've ran across are often hesitant to call themselves beta. It seems as if they often have to be alpha as well. Is that something that um, is there anything wrong with being beta? Meaning basically second in command. Do we both have to be first in command?
No, I don't. Maybe they just don't like that term, But if you look at society, you'll see, in some structures, um, women are, submissive. I've never heard a woman refer to herself as beta though. So,
Well, that's the thing is
I
that I've
think so.
I've heard alpha. You said, well, look at
I
Barack,
haven't, I
he's an
haven't heard,
alpha. Look at
but
Michelle, she's an alpha.
I don't think Michelle will say, "Hey, I'm beta." I
Well,
can't speak for
if we
Michelle.
can't be, we both can't be alpha though, right? So there has to be a beta if you're saying alpha.
Well, but in my example, I feel like you both can be alpha. You just have to know when to use it. I think there's polarity in both. I don't think a man is strictly alpha. You know, I think he's alpha because he has to be, but I think there's some other characteristics. I just don't think people are one dimensional. I think there's a polarity or balance. So I don't, I can't contend to, say that two people, are exclusively alpha. But I've never heard women that are in my circle, women that I'm exposed to, you know, talk about being alpha or
Or
beta.
beta. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I
Fair enough.
can't
My
really.
thing is, my thing is, if you're both alpha and you're both leading, who's following?
Well, that's what I said, Kay. Like, you don't both lead. You lead at what you're effective at. You know what I mean? And so I hope I didn't come across saying that two people are leading at the same time. I think when it came to Barack and Michelle, I think that Michelle understood and chose to take the time with her kids and take care of the kids while he did the presidency. So, but when she met him and during the beginning stages of their marriages, she was the more assertive party. So I think that it just goes up and down. I don't think there's two alphas. I think when one person is leading, then the other person takes that secondary role. So I hope I didn't come across saying that two alpha people leave at the same time. That's ineffective. And I think if you listen to me closely, I agreed with Gooch the Prophet when he said two alphas equals war. And I said two unorganized alphas, and so to further elaborate on that, two people that are leading in the same, two leaders can't be effective, you know.
So okay, so all right. So what is a we're gonna create this right now on the Queen of Spades podcast. Man, before I get to that, man, let me really give a big thanks to K Emil. Queen, I'm sorry, I messed up your name, Daisha. Daisha, for being here. I really do appreciate you giving your time, and for everybody in the comment section as well, throwing out some great questions. I really do appreciate that. So what is the term? I'm pretty sure it's one already out there. But what is a term that would classify a relationship where there are two people, one is the head and the other is not, or the leader, or the leader and the other is a follower? What terminology would that be?
And so to answer the question for me, a lot of my friends are married and they have very successful marriages. And, both of them are very strong entities in their own right. I don't think they put names to it, So
Well,
I can't answer that question
go, I'm sorry.
just from
I
from what I know.
I
Okay.
don't understand why there needs to be a term. It's called a marriage. That's what it's
Mhm.
called. It's called a marriage. That's the term.
All right. So I don't want my man to come across here. Uh but I feel like and what I mean by that, because I see your face, Tia, is that I want it to be a space for women to talk and not have this interference. And I'm hoping that it's not interference. But I feel like there is a term for it, and I feel like it is called husband and wife. But I feel like most women have a hard time um putting themselves in a subservient role, so therefore it's everything is equal, everything is the same, which I don't think by nature is the design. What do you guys say to that?
I agree with you, Keith. By design, it's not that way. I feel like it shouldn't be that way because that's where you have a lot of the arguments, a lot of the pushback. Everybody, this person feel like that person is controlling them. They're not looking at the big picture. They're just looking in the now. So, I agree with you on that.
All right, so what if I came to you and said, well, you yourself didn't put one above the other? Would you change your definition, or would you still refer to it in a term of where both are equal?
Well, I would see what you mean by that, and then, if I need to change my definition, I will change my definition.
Okay, so what I mean by it is the question of that I believe I asked. I've been all over the place, so forgive me if I get it wrong. But I believe it was, what is a term or a word that would describe in a relationship one being a leader and the other being a follower? I said I think it would be called husband and wife. But
But I said the same thing. I said it's called a marriage. A husband and wife
yes,
equals a
but
marriage.
even in a marriage, you did not specify who was the
Oh,
leader and who was the follower.
so I think you're
Naturally,
getting.
a husband would be the head, and the wife would, follow the husband, right?
I'm just checking. I'm asking. I'm just asking. That second part was a little hesitant to come out. That's all I'm saying. Uh,
I mean, I'm not. I was trying to make sure that
no, no,
I
no.
didn't
And
say the
that's
wrong thing, but
yes.
that's just how I feel. A wife, follows the husband's lead. But my thing is, a wife also, adds input into the marriage too. So I mean, it's not that the husband is completely controlling the relationship and telling, the wife, well, your input don't count. It's all my input because you two have to work together, within that marriage to come to a common consensus.
So
So that's why I had
no,
to clarify
King.
myself.
With that being said, because you did put husband and wife in there, so I definitely do appreciate it. So it sounds like we're saying the same thing, and I definitely do agree
Yeah.
with you that yes, I don't think that it's a dictatorship, right? But I do think if a call is made, there has to be someone to follow it. Um, Now
It,
it's okay.
but but you make it sound like a dictatorship. You know what I'm saying? Like I know that's probably not your perspective, but I think that people have the autonomy to pick how they want their marriages to look. And so
But see, the
and
problem.
Go ahead,
Go
Tia.
ahead.
Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry.
Yes. I think it
and
might be a
how
little
they
delay.
want their how they want their marriages to look. So if I'm naturally a certain way. So I will say that I don't desire to have a traditional marriage. And I think was that you and I that had the conversation?
Yes, I
So
believe so.
yeah. So I don't desire to have that, and one of my mentors, she doesn't have, the traditional relationship where her and her husband stay in the same house in the same room. I think people have the autonomy to shape, dictate how they want their relationships to look. That's like Gabrielle Union saying that, in my marriage, we pay 50-50. You know, I don't have an issue with that because she and her husband, they sat down and they came to a consensus of how they wanted that to look. And so, I mean, that's my sentiment on that. And so I don't think, I think that if I was in a dynamic where somebody said, well, I am the final say so of this household, I don't think I would be receptive to that,
But see, the
because
problem is people looking at the title and not the relationship itself. They're not focusing on the relationship itself and what you and your partner agree with how things are going to be within your relationship. You
right,
know, it's not about the title, and
right,
that's the problem that everybody is focusing on is the title.
right.
Okay.
And
You
so
know,
Kay, to your point, um, the titles are just that, right? But if you have to tell me that you're the man of the house, and if you could tell me what to do, you can tell me what to do. But if you can't tell me what to do, you can't tell me what to do. I think Jill Scott said that, and it just resonated with me. So I don't, that's like, a leader saying, "Hey, I'm this leader." Oh, are you? And so, a lot of times, even when you ask, these pointed questions, I get the sentiment that, it is a dictatorship. And I will tell you, on this platform publicly that I don't desire to be in that type of dynamic. I decide I
so
desire to be, hmm?
I'm sorry. I just want to know. So, do you think a husband saying that he's the husband of the household is you feel like he's dictating things to you? Is
I
that what you're
think
saying? I'm just trying to understand.
I'm saying that a man that's connected to me wouldn't have to say that. It just what's understood is understood. He wouldn't have to announce that. And the men that have been in my life that I regard, they don't have to announce their leadership or their dominion over me. If I felt safe enough and comfortable enough to submit and be vulnerable with that person, those type of people never told me who they were. I just knew who they were automatically.
All
So
right.
I'm
So,
saying,
oh, sorry.
I'm saying, as for me in my house, I couldn't be in that type of dynamic. I can only be in a dynamic where I don't feel like it's a dictatorship. And so when someone says something like that to me, it's an ultimate turnoff for me. I can't speak for other women, but I just even, when it comes to my brother, I never seen him walk in his home and be like, this is my goddamn house. You know what I'm saying? I don't think his wife would be receptive to that. And so I think that the way you communicate dictates the results. And so I'm just not receptive to that.
All right. So that was a lot. The only two that I can remember is the titles. I do think that when it comes to titles, titles do matter. I don't think they're just words. If the shit was going down and they looked and said, "Hey, who's going to push the nuclear button?" It's going to be the president. It's a title because it means something, right? So I don't think it's just a title just to be a title. We can't have everybody looking around like who going to do what.
But yeah, I don't think she said that. I think she
Well, okay.
said
All right,
I don't
and
think
I don't think that I said anything about dictatorship as well. We can play it back if need
no, no,
be
no.
later
No,
on,
no,
but
no. What I was saying, I was asking her, like, okay, I get what you're saying, Tia. I do. I get what you're saying, but
Mhm,
to try to clarify for everybody else to understand,
mhm.
basically, she's saying that if her husband was to just like they get into an argument and say, I'm the head of this household, she would take offense to that because feel like that he's dictating to her what his role is when he shouldn't have to. I don't know if I got
But
that right or not, but that's what I got
because
out
the
no,
of it.
I wasn't speaking to that.
yes, because the respect is already there. And so if I have a husband, I know he's my husband. You know what I'm saying? He knows that I'm his wife. And so, you know, to speak to your sentiment, Kay, and this is what I think you were saying, is that, it's a marriage and there's polarity, and I keep saying this word in the marriage. And so if somebody had to identify, like I don't have an identifying issue. I know who my husband is, you know. But I would have a problem if he communicated certain things to me a certain way. It just wouldn't be effective for me.
All right, and on that note, I apologize. I think I got a little bit
No, no, no. Don't
off the
apologize.
rails.
No,
So
No,
what
no,
I'm
what-
what I'm gonna do.
no, no, it's a good conversation. No, seriously.
don't apologize.
But I got plenty
We're
more
not,
things. I got plenty more
yeah,
things
we're
lined
not.
up for you. I don't want to just get stuck on one thing. I want to open it up for a lot more because we haven't got Queen D and Daisha in here for a while. So I definitely want to get them in here. I'm gonna read some comments real quick, and then we're gonna go fall right back into what we were doing beforehand. The only time I heard of a beta female is during dog breeding. I've never heard a woman called herself a beta. Um,
Yeah.
and check wolves. Check wolves, Steve. I would say check wolves. Weakness repels, opposites attract, says Gooch the Prophet. Gooch the Prophet also says a good leader would recognize the strength and weakness and adjust accordingly. A
Mhm.
good leader serves. Yes, I agree 100%.
Yeah, he
Gooch the
said
Prophet says,
likeness, not weakness.
say it again.
He said likeness, not weakness.
I'm sorry, my bad. Uh I can't read. With that said, a leader's follower input is vital. Messiah says, yes, Jill Scott said that. I think that was to you. Tia,
Mhm.
Gooch the Prophet said, I don't think women today don't want a man to put his foot down, but they also don't want a man that doesn't either. I agree with you on that one as well. Goose the Prophet. Goose the Prophet said, I agree. Leadership should not be announced. It should be demonstrated.
Boom, Gooch.
Says
Boom,
Gooch. Gooch,
Gooch.
who's the president? He was named the president. Get out of here with that. No, I think you're right on that. All right, so we're gonna move along. This is where I should have went to. Let me get this off the screen real quick. All right, so where I should have went to was femininity. That's what we were talking about. So it had to do with conditional femininity. Let's play that and see what they talk about.
This is post by I think Carrie Hilson like a couple of months back, and she was talking about how she'll be feminine if she gets a certain type of guy. And to me, it's just like you're either feminine or you're not.
Thank you.
It shouldn't be determined.
Thank you.
You know, if this man is going to provide for you or whatever the case may be, you don't turn it on or off.
Right.
It's just there.
Yes.
And I feel like I have to say it in this
Come on.
day and age, women, especially black women, lack femininity. And it's not really. I think that's just because
Sounds
we
like
weren't
something I've
taught
said
that.
before several times.
We weren't taught that. You know, we grew up in single family households where our mother had to be the mom and the dad.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So she had to turn on her masculinity to make sure she was strong for the both of us.
All right, that is what was said. So Kay, I'm gonna come to you first. Is Is femininity a thing that you either have or don't have?
No, it's not. Every woman has femininity. Some women just choose not to use their femininity. You know, and for me, I'm sorry, y'all. This might not be a popular opinion, but to say that when she said that some women have to be the mom and the dad, so they have to turn their femininity off. To, I don't agree with that because if you are, if you show your femininity, you don't have to be aggressive as say per like a male would be to get your point across. You
Okay.
know, you don't have to switch it on or switch it off, as most people say. To do certain things. So I agree with the first part of it, but yeah, the second part I just don't agree with. It's you know you have femininity, but a lot of women just choose not to use it.
All right, all right. I hear that. Queen D, haven't heard from you in a while. Good to see you here. Still, let's see if we can get you in the mix real quick. Is femininity a thing that you either have or don't?
I believe every woman has femininity in them. I just think some women have become detached from it and they have become
Mhm.
comfortable in their masculine energy, so they don't know how to turn it off or on when it's necessary. And I think many women who claim they don't have feminine energy in them, they're lying, because if you put them around babies or kids, they light up and all of that feminine energy is oozing out of
Some
them.
do, some
And
do.
then when you put them around a man, it's a straight face, mean face, and all of that. And I believe it's because she views men as a threat to her emotions in her heart, because she's probably been hurt by men.
All right, well said. T, I've seen a lot of action going on over there. I don't know if it resonated with agree or disagree, but in your opinion, is femininity a thing that either you have or you don't have?
Look, I think Queen D dropped him on that one. I she's right. I appreciate your outlook. Whether it's popular or not, it's still a perspective, and that's what makes this show what it is. Um, but back to that, I think women don't feel safe, and to just stump on what Queen D said. You hide your femininity if you don't feel safe or you feel threatened, and so I think that's the switch. I would have to turn on and off. Queen D and her husband and I was having a conversation in regards to that, because her husband, which is my brother, regarded me as feminine, and I laughed, and I told her, Queen D, you remember this conversation? I said, well, that's how he sees me. He sees me in that light, and I think you and I had that conversation as well. He sees me like that. However, when I'm in a different atmosphere, that doesn't come out. So what he sees is love and nurture, because he's one of my favorite people. But if I'm dealing with someone that's not, then I don't know if that feminine energy is going to resonate, like it does for him.
Hey, yeah, we did have that conversation, and yeah, I think a lot of women fit that what you're saying, um, as well. So, Daisha, what says you, is femininity a thing that you either have or don't have?
I agree. I think all females have femininity. I think it's in them, and then I definitely agree with what Queen D and Tia said. If you don't feel safe, it's not something that you're gonna show. In order for it to come out, you have to feel safe and comfortable. And if you're not, comfortable and safe, then you're not going to show that side. So yeah.
All right, well said, well said. Let's go to the comments real quick and see um what Goose the Prophet talk about. This war or discord between black men and women is going to get worse before it gets better in the West, at least. Yes, sir. Messiah says, "Preach, Queen D." I hear that. So does Diz Riz says, "Boom, Queen D." And Goose the Prophet said, "Well said, Queen D." Well said, Queen D, twice, says Goose the Prophet. And Desiree says, "Do you think she's been hurt because that's what she lust in men?"
Hmm? Oh,
Uh,
Carrie?
do you think she's been hurt because that's what's she lust in men?
I
It's
think Carrie.
possible.
I think Carrie misspoke.
That was
Uh,
Steve on
yeah,
that
no,
one.
but I think he was saying
Oh,
it was Carrie Hilson. He was that's
mm,
the person who said the comment. I think she misspoke. I do think she spoke out of um emotion, and if I would have to assume, I would think that she would say she didn't feel safe around those people instead of saying she turned her femininity off. And I think that's based in hurt. So to answer his question, yes.
okay, all right. And Goose Prophet said, "You're one of my favorite people too, sis, with the heart." Ooh, big boom on that one. And he said he meant to say what? Okay, okay. Um, so yes, all right. Where was I at on that one? Okay, well, with that being said, when it comes to something she also said, which was, and I'm gonna come to you first, Daisha. Do most black women lack femininity in your opinion?
Um, I won't say we lack it. I think we all have it, like we said, but we don't show it as often as we should, and that goes back to us being um, not feeling safe and not being comfortable. So I don't think we lack it. I just don't think we show it as we should.
All right, well said, well said. Tia, same question to you. Do most black women lack femininity?
I don't think so. No.
All right. Queen D, what says you? Do most black women lack femininity, like she said in the video?
No, I don't think we lack it, and I was gonna say what Daisha said.
All
Mhm.
right, all right. And Kay, do most black women lack femininity, like she said in the video?
I don't think that they lack it. I just think that, like you said, they don't show it, or they just choose. They just feel like being more aggressive is the way to go. Due to what society is, showing them, or the whatever it is that they, went through. They feel like it's better to be aggressive. It's better to be uh more. I can't really. I don't know what the word is right now, but more aggressive, I guess. But than it is to show the femininity, because a lot of people see femin- femininity as
I got
being
you.
weak nowadays. It's being weak nowadays. So and yeah. So that's what I got.
Okay, all right. Oh, Gooch hitting us with it again. I think they don't show it. They follow the trends of the popular women celebrated in pop and hip hop culture. He's shared
I agree.
that sentiment quite a few times over there. And I definitely agree with them as well. So there was something else that she mentioned that I wanted to ask you. Kay, I'm gonna start with you. Do most black mothers not teach femininity?
Nowadays, no, because they don't have it. Well, they don't show it to their daughter what it is. So when kids are growing up, they go by what they see. not necessarily, what's being told to them. So if they don't fit within their mother and they, feel like that their mother is doing pretty good the way that she is, they're gonna try to emulate that. So
Okay, okay. Queen D, same thing to you. Do most black mothers not teach femininity, in your opinion?
Nowadays, with the keyword being most, I don't see it being taught that much, but there are still some Black mothers that teach aspects of femininity, like cooking, cleaning, nurturing, kindness, and those things, being a mother, being a wife. But I think it just depends on the family dynamic and how the generations after generations were raised.
Well said, well said. Tia Rose, do you think that most black mothers not teach femininity, in your opinion?
Well, I've seen it in other people's dynamic where, the mother was feminine and, my biological mother, she was feminine in nature, you know. I think Black women tend to raise their daughters and love their sons. And so I think the fundamentals of being a woman, cooking, cleaning, sewing, those things are taught, but the essence of femininity is not necessarily taught because I feel like it introduces the female daughter to sexuality too soon. Because men look at feminine energy as sexuality, and so I think um, a way Black mothers protect their daughters is to detract that feminine energy. Like I was told by my mother's mother that whores wore red lipstick. Well, I wear red lipstick all the time. You know what I mean? And you know what I'm saying? Whores wear red fingernail polish. Yeah, if I could, I would. And after December, I would be able to. So I
Hey,
think
hey
that
now.
the feminine aspect is being detracted to protect their daughters in a sense because it can be looked upon as sexualizing their daughters.
Okay, okay. That might be a question I'm gonna have to ask the men on what femininity looks like to them, because I don't know if I quite agree with what you putting out there
I
for us men.
I'm sorry,
Uh,
I
it's
don't
okay.
quite agree either.
Okay.
Hmm.
I don't quite agree either because I don't um not the saying, what your grandmother told you, because I was told the same thing, growing up and stuff like that.
Hmm.
But I was also told, taught that femininity wasn't, always, the show. I mean, like, uh, I was, how can I put it? Like, showboating your sexuality or anything like that. That's not femininity to me.
Hmm.
Femininity is, dressing modestly, being kind, not, creating an argument for argument's sake, listening, is, not being so aggressive. That's what, I was taught femininity really is, not, not just, not the sexual aspect of it. So that's why I don't agree with it. So,
And
No, that's
to I'm sorry,
but
go ahead.
I that's fine. But I was thinking more so of even coming up in high school and how the girls were kind of they kind of dated the older guys. What are the older guys looking for? You know what I'm saying? The feminine. I understand you say dress modesty, but I don't see a lot of women dressing modesty these days. And I remember going to DC. It was my first duty station. I wore a sweater, some boots, and some jeans to the club. You know what I mean? And everybody else is the dead winner. Everybody else had on close to nothing. And pretty soon I was right there along with them. And so, I think there's a thin line between sexuality and femininity. And I think that, and of course, you know, your opinion holds value. But just from my perspective, um, you know, R. Kelly was attracted to feminine energy. He misused it, but the femininity was the part that he was looking for, um, which translated over to sexual for him. And so I'm just going by, the things that I was told, um, as far as how I looked, and how those things were compressed for me to fit into his box so men wouldn't be attracted to my femininity, you know. And so I think, we can agree to disagree on that one, but that's how I
Yeah,
feel.
and I think that also because in the beginning I asked everybody what femininity was. I don't think anybody mentioned sexuality. That's why I
But
don't think that it was part of it. And as well, the second part is that if sexuality was femininity, then we got a lot of feminine women here in the West, in my opinion, because there's a lot of sex stuff going on. So that's
right,
what
but
that's
and sex sells, right? And so men don't typically go for a masculine woman when like I never seen, unless they into that. But it goes resonates back to men react to what they see. Women react to what they hear. And so I'm
yeah,
not.
Yeah, but those are the women that they don't wife though. The ones
I
that's
agree.
showing their bodies, their things of that nature. A feminine
I
woman
think.
is a wife, is
I
wife
think. I think.
material.
But I think it's some wives that were hoes.
Yes, but that may not have been the point that they sold um, to the men. Um, so
I
I think
don't
that again, I mean, you can look at the statistics of corn stars and their
Well, not
relationships. Well, I
I
say
look
that
at the
because that's sexuality. You know what I'm saying? So if you're looking at hypersexual individuals and you want to say, well, I think that hypersexual individuals would make better art, that they're looking for those type of individuals, I think there's an industry that could show you that that indeed is not the case
well,
to what
I'm
men
not
are looking
speaking,
for.
but I'm not speaking to the occupation of porn. I'm speaking to the young men that I see that go out and get married to these females that they only known for 2 weeks. Of course, my perspective is different, you know. And so I will assume that if you're marrying a female after 2 to 3 weeks, you're having sex with her. I would assume, you know. I I just haven't had the experience of a man ever saying, "Hey, let's wait to marriage." And
Again,
so
I don't think
sexuality,
that sexuality
sexuality,
equates to that.
but I think sexuality ties into femininity. That's what I'm saying. Sexuality ties into femininity, and that's my
Okay.
opinion.
All right. Again, I don't think anybody mentioned sexuality. I will look back at it again.
No, no,
But
no.
I
It wasn't mentioned, but I'm mentioning it now, and I'm saying
copy that.
that
All right.
we were. I think we were talking about the positive aspects of femininity, but I do think that sexuality plays into femininity. That's
Copy
what I'm
that.
saying. 10 toes on.
All righty. So what I would do is I will go ahead and go to the comment section because I think Goose the Prophet has been hitting it up. Let me see. He says black mothers are not mothering northern or black fathers father. I guess neither are black fathers fathering. I think that's what he meant to put. Due to failed relationships. Well said, well said. Steve said, I would view femininity in a woman if she has similar qualities of women that have showed me love throughout my life. Um, if I was on the market, of course. Um, and then Ms. Zaya says sexuality does not always includes fast or lacking of clothing. I
Yeah, I agree
definitely
with
agree
that.
with that.
And
Um,
that's why I say femininity does tie into sexuality. Not the, because sexuality is not necessarily a bad thing. Is how we view it. And so to tell, a female child not to wear something because, or not to sit on her male's uncle's lap, those things are protective measures for those female children that have no clue about what these things are. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know what a prostitute was. So I can't be the only one that was told not to wear red lipstick because, that's what whores do. I didn't know what a whore was. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So
No, I hear that. I hear that. And while we are here, man, let me go ahead and do this thing real quick. If you would like to enter into, somebody already put the entry in this. If you would like to enter into a chance to win a gift card, please put in hashtag QOS, stands for Queens of Spades. And it will get you entered. As you can see, we already got one entry in there. All you have to do is push hashtag QOS in the comment, and it will register you for a chance to win a gift card. All right. So we will be checking back in on that. And again, while we're here, man, let me give a big thanks to K Emil, Queen D, Deshay. Deshay. I think I said that right. Deshay. Deshay.
Daisha.
Deshay. It's the A. I don't see the A at the end. I keep thinking it's. I am
it's a
so sorry. Yeah, it's this that's throwing me off. If you don't know, it is not it's not personal, Daisha. I just can't read. So while we're moving it right along, don't be laughing at me, Desriz. Let me see, where were we at
because
here?
you
We
didn't
have
say you give a shout out to me. You forgot about me.
I was gonna give a shout out to you.
Never mind.
Oh, wait. Now you got me thinking. I didn't lost what did I do here?
Nothing.
Uh Oh, you gotta remember no, because if I said I'm gonna do it, you gotta let me do it because I am a man of my word. Uh, what was it I was supposed to do here?
Nothing.
Oh,
Keep
see,
going.
look at here. I can just feel like I'm in trouble right now. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep this thing rolling. So we, oh my goodness, man, where did the time go? The time I had so much lined up. Can I do? God dang.
Yeah, we could do one more. Come on.
You want to do one more? Okay. Well, this one is in the opposite arena here. Brought to you by Queen D. So Queen D, like I said, I showed it. I ran through with this before, and we ran across the conditional femininity, right? So let's see what the other side of conditional femininity is. Oh wait, hold on. Yeah, let's see what the other side of that is.
The man you are with is probably more responsible for activating your feminine capacity. Like right now, I have a sink across the way from me here. I have water that is accessible. The water is not going to flow until I activate the handle and start the stream. But it is the quality of the man she's with, it's the knowledge of the man, or the knowledge that the man possesses of her, and the man's willingness to be everything he needs to be in her life that actually taps into the feminine capacity.
Wow. Okay. Okay. I have a feeling at least somebody's going to be happy about this one. Um, just by looking at the smile on her face, and I believe that we definitely had a conversation about something like this beforehand. So um, I am so looking for the shout out. Did I miss a shout out that was for you? Shout out to Tia Rose. Boom. She got a boom. A double boom, matter of fact, in the building. I cannot find the shout out I missed. But yes, triple boom. There it is. And Goose the Prophet. I knew my man was gonna be on this one, man. And I agree with what this guy was saying to a point. But I want to hear what you guys have, or you ladies have to say about this. So I'm gonna start off with with K. K. Actually, I want to start off with Daisha since I messed up your name. I am so sorry again for that. Are men, Daisha, in your opinion, are men more responsible for activating your femininity?
I agree. Because if a man is making me feel safe and comfortable and being a protector and a provider, then yes, that will activate it. So yes, I agree.
All right, all right. And Tia Rose, what says you? Are men responsible for activating your femininity?
Well, I think what he said, and I love that guy, by the way, but what he said and what Carrie said are very similar. I think that's why I said Carrie misspoke. She came from a place of pain, not from a place of abundance. And so I think her response was emotional, but I think they kind of said the same thing. Um, but yeah, absolutely.
All
Some
right,
man
all
can
right.
some man can make me laugh like a schoolgirl. So
Can you want to demonstrate that?
not to you, no.
No, I mean to the world. I've never heard you laugh like a schoolgirl, so I'm sure we would we would love to hear that. Maybe a
Yeah.
different time. Maybe a different time. We don't want to put you on the spot. Queen D, what says you? Are men more responsible for activating your femininity?
I don't think they're more responsible, but I do feel like they can make it easier for it to be activated. And a woman's feminine energy is heightened when we are respected and we feel protected and loved. So with the more masculine a man is. Oh, I wanted to also say the more masculine a man is, the less he would tolerate a masculine energy coming from a woman. But I feel like women are responsible for activating it, but men make it easier.
Okay, okay, I like that. I like that. Kay, what says you? Are men responsible for activating your femininity?
No, I don't think that they're responsible, but I do agree with Queen D. You know, they do make it a lot easier, when, they make you feel good, about yourself, and, make you feel like, you're the woman, and, there's nobody else, that, can make them, I mean, just make you smile, and, just it's, the butterflies, how the beginning of a relationship is. So yeah. So I mean, yeah, they can make it a lot easier.
Oh, look at Kay over there like a little schoolgirl. I heard that. She remembers somebody. Yes. Let's see. Good.
Absolutely. He watching the stream now.
Hey, now that's what I'm talking about. Gooch the Prophet says so true. And Dizriz TV says big facts, Queen D. The panel is fire tonight, says Steve G as well. Yes, I would definitely have to agree with you on that one. So, man, all the fellas that are wondering, man, get your listening ears on, because I got a question I need to know here, and I'm sure a lot of other men out there would love to know as well, especially the young ones coming up. So when it comes to a man activating your femininity, what does that look like for you, Kay?
Like I said, make me feel comfortable, to make me feel like, you don't see nobody else but me. When you're in my presence, it's the touching, the holding hands, the small things, it's not necessarily, he took me on the trip, we went to this expensive restaurant. It's the small things for me that, make me feel good.
All right, all right. And Queen D, same question to you. What does that look like for you for a man to activate your femininity?
Yeah, I agree with everything Kay said. Making you feel comfortable, him being respectful, making you feel safe. Um, yeah,
All right, all right. I was gonna say Tia Rose for last because I am having a joy looking at her in her mold right now, liking this one. So but I'm not gonna let the people wait. I'm gonna go ahead and get right into this thing. Tia Rose, man, for a man to activate your femininity, what does that look like?
Talk
No, oh no.
Yeah, she ain't got too excited and messed up the internet. Hold on. Wait,
Oh,
okay, hold
dang.
on.
oh,
Because I think she might
what
be.
happened?
Oh man, the internet messed up. Yeah, you made the internet mess up with all that. So I think we back on track with you. So I'll repeat the question again. To activate your femininity, what does that look like to you?
Well, loving me the way I like to be loved, right? Speaking to me in my love language, making me smile like this. Acts of service and quality time are my two. When I did the test, it was two that matched up. So you do something for me, you mow the grass. Oh, I am happy. You spend time, you watch a movie with me, I am happy. So yeah.
All right, gentlemen, get your lawnmowers and your popcorn ready if you're trying to get a shot with that Tia Rose. All right, Deshae, that, uh, that
Deja.
Deja, I don't know why I can't say your name. I am so sorry once again.
It's okay.
But I want to ask you, when
Don't
it
feel
comes,
bad, Deja. It took him a long time to say my name too.
hey man, I ain't. Hey, whoa, wait a minute
Me
now. Hey,
too.
give me a second. Wait, it's K. Wait, what are you talking about? Uh, all right, man. They bashing on me over here, so we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna go ahead and
I
get the
know your
thing.
middle name, so
Oh,
don't
hey,
don't don't
whoa,
start.
whoa, calm down over there. I'm about to kick you off the panel. Uh, okay. So when it comes to men activating your femininity, day show, what does that look like for you?
So I agree with the rest of the ladies. I definitely say making me feel comfortable. That's pretty much my biggest thing. I have to be comfortable with you. Being able to trust you and you being a protector and a provider and you showing me instead of telling me. That definitely will activate it for me.
All right, make it. So, how does someone make you feel comfortable?
Um, um,
Uh oh.
you put me on the spot with
I
that
got your back. I got your back. I got your
Ain't
back.
nobody talking to you, Kay. We talking to Daisha. Go on, Daisha. You had your turn. Go on, Daisha. What is it? Come on now.
You better leave Kay alone.
just
You can't mess with me.
being able to being able to trusting somebody is the biggest way to feel comfortable with them. Like I have to trust you with everything in me, and that's how I feel comfortable.
All right, all right. She has to trust you. That's a big one. Not just for you, but for a lot of ladies, I think. So let me go to the comment section real quick. I think did we leave out on big facts for Queen D? The panel's fire tonight. Yep, and boom. Cuz yes to Kay and Diz Riz says, do I need to take over the podcast? E, they finna tear you up. G, tell me about it. Help me. Ms. Zaya says femininity is vulnerability as we would submit everything. All right, all right, all right. Thank you so much for that one, Ms. Zaya, and
She
everybody else in
is
the panel.
right. She is
On the
right.
panel. Thank you, Kay. Thank you, Queen B. Thank you, Tia Rose. And thank you. You're gonna kick my ass. Daisha, there it is. I just had to stall it out a little bit. Daisha, thank you so much. And thank you to everybody in the comment section as well for the great questions. And being here and holding it down. And thank you for everybody who hit the like button. Thank you so much. And everybody that subscribed as well. Let me make sure I didn't
Queen
miss.
Zaya said, I mean, Miss Zaya said, read her other comment.
Okay. Where's the other? It was so much stuff going on here. Oh, okay. I believe it was this one. It could be my smile, my big beautiful eyes, just a look, because men have mistaken those as flirting when it's just a woman's being. Ooh, Oh, I hear that. 3 snaps in a circle. All right. So thank you all again for being here. I really, really do appreciate you all. Before we get up out of here, let me go ahead and if you haven't entered into the giveaway yet, please do hashtag QOS. You only have to put it in once. It doesn't work if you put it again. It doesn't increase your numbers. Just put it in once. And while we wait to do that, let me go ahead and let me contact my anonymous spinner here and see if they're okay with.
Put them on camera. I want to see them.
You want to see the anonymous spinner again? Okay.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can get them up here. But while we wait for them to get up here, Kay, man, you got anything for us before we get up out of here? Oh no, it's got to be in the comment section, Daisha. It has to be in the you're in the private. You got to go to the actual comment.
I want to say I enjoy being on the podcast with everyone tonight. Tia, yes, you were on fire.
When is she not?
Sometimes.
And hopefully everyone comes back next week. Make sure you subscribe and like and share and enjoy your night.
All right, that's beautiful. Yes. Queen D, do you have anything for us before we get up out of here?
I had a great time conversating with the lovely ladies on the panel, and I got one closing thing to say. The question we have to ask ourselves is, what do we truly desire within us, and are we exerting the energy that attracts that type of man? If we don't desire feminine, passive, emotional men, what makes us think a man wants a hard, masculine woman?
Gone, Queen. Gone, girl.
Yes. Well said. Oh, did we use change right time? Actually, scoot back a little bit. Scoot back so we do it. Sorry, I was talking to my anonymous spinner. All right, Tia Rose, what you got for us tonight before we get up out of here?
Oh man, I had a great time, and I always look forward to these times. But I have a quote: "You will be amazing the moment you realize you already are." So
Bam,
stay
there it
amazing,
is.
stay blessed, everybody.
There it is. Well said. And Daisha, I know it's your first time up here. Tell us what you thought about today and what you got for us.
Yeah, this was my first time and I did enjoy it. I enjoyed all of you ladies and you too, E. And thanks for having me.
All right, sounds great. Are you you ready? All right, let's do this thing. All right, so we got the anonymous. You want you to do it? You want
Drum
you just do
roll,
it?
please.
Okay. Let's see.
Kay wants you to turn the camera on.
Give me a second. I gotta get situated. Give me a second. I'm trying to figure out if I want to. Hold on. I'm gonna drop out real
That
quick.
is so cute.
I'm gonna be right back.
It's so cute. I gotta see it. Ooh, did he get this up on?
I think they're getting set
He
up.
is so right. Look, that's what he get for talking smack. And watch, he gonna get me after the show.
Oh, there it goes. Ready? All right, here we go. You ready? And spin.
Drum roll.
All right, that was a good spin.
Oh.
That's right. Get it.
Oh, another Subway. All right, it's gonna be another Subway giveaway again. So
What is up? You know what? Take Subway off.
I was about
Subway
to say,
off.
you should have never even gave me Subway. I was grateful, but
yes. So it will be Subway, and okay. So let me. Yeah, you want what? You want to do it again? No, just one time. That was it. You just love spinning it, huh? All right. So I had to talk to my anonymous spinner again. Thank you so much. He or she did such a great job doing it. So I don't know why.
Thank you, anonymous spinner.
Yeah, they want to stay anonymous for whatever reason. I have no idea. So
because it's cute.
So all right, so I'm gonna go ahead and go over here and let's see who won. Let's do it. Big money, no whammies. Big money, no whammies. Let's get it. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
Zaya.
Jakar
Oh,
Lee in
Oh
the building, man.
no,
He called me. He said he
no,
was ready to
no,
win.
no,
And
yeah,
no.
he's happy about that.
hey,
Oh, he is gone,
you
man.
want to veto that? You want to veto that one?
No, I'm not. Look,
Don't
let
give
him
it to
have.
him. It's Subway.
You
Let
want
him
to?
have a
Hey,
Subway sandwich.
You want to veto him? You want to take him out? Oh, he
Let
over here showing out.
let
Let them eat
let
fresh.
him have a Subway sandwich. Exactly. Let him
Hey
eat
man, it's hard
fresh.
out there where he at, man. He gotta he gotta eat, man. He be over there stealing other people DoorDash and stuff. So hopefully he'll be good to go on this one. Thank you so much, Jakar Lee, for being here and participating. Steve said he's blocking him. He said stop cheating. All right, so thank you all again for coming through, donating your time to the stream. I really, really, really do appreciate each and every one of y'all. I love the comments and and your opinions and everything that you have, man, and everything that you got going on. Shout out to again Tia. And thank you so much. Special, you got a special place in my heart because I love the soldiers and the armed forces. So thank you so much for your
The
service and everything that
sailors.
you do.
The sailors.
Um,
We're sailors.
yes. Steve said, don't forget Ms. Zaya's earlier comment. I think I already did that one.
Y'all have a good
Hopefully I did. Oh yeah, that's the one. Okay, wait, was that the one? Femininity, submit everything. Okay, yes. So all right. Until next time. Nobody has anything else before I get up out of here, right?
Thank you, viewers, and everyone in the comments.
Yes. Hopefully,
We
Queen.
need to get us a little shout out. I mean, a little fan at the end.
You need a who? What you
A
want to
little
say,
fan
Kay?
at
Say
the end,
it.
like Ace of Spades guy. Zip it up, zip it out. We need something of our own
Get it
on
off your
there.
chest. What you want to say?
No, she said music, right?
The
Nah, she's
last
talking
time
about a
we said
saying.
stay queening or something. I don't remember.
Mm.
Yeah.
There it is. Stay queening. All right. Peace out.